Tap and go, the new cool move. Let's see what happens. Puts it down, picks it up. Rappi! Unce, baby. Unce, baby. But enough about the wonderful, incredible Urk. It's that time of the year, everyone. England, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, France, and Italy are about to do battle for best at rugby in Europe. And these days, probably best at rugby in the world. Let's have a look at each team and say with surety where they will finish this year. Italia, the least tier 1 team of all tier 1 teams. Sorry. They are coached by Kieran Crowley, who's now in his 3rd year in charge, and captained by Michel Lamaro, a child. Since Crowley took over in 2021, the Italian national side has been improving quite drastically. They snapped a 32-game losing streak in Cardiff against Wales last year. In the autumn, they also beat Australia, and they ended the year with a 50% win-loss record. Not bad. Migliori giocatori. Who do we choose these days? They've got more than ever. Paolo Garbisi is a wonderful game-managing 10, and the Cannone brothers bash while Rucha slices at lock. And then there is the legitimate world star that is Capuozzo, a child. Obiettivo. 2 games. Pick between England away, Scotland away, and Wales at home, and try and win 2 of those games. That's what I would be doing. Unfortunately, I think they will be heading home with a spoon of wood again this year. The spine of their team is very good and ultra-talented, but also a child. 2 to 3 years though, wow. At least let's hope the race to the bottom is less predictable this year. Camre. My goodness, what a build-up to the Six Nations these buggers have had. Losses to Italy and then Georgia in 2022, a coaching rollback from Wayne to Warren, and contract freezes for players amid funding things. I don't know, ask the accountants. And that was all the good stuff. If and L. Chwarawir Gorau? I'm sorry. Forget about the stinky old millennials in Jones, Williams, or Williams, and focus instead on the new Zoomers in Jack, Joe, Rio, and Christ. They will be our new superstars. Amcan? Warren is back in the coaching box after a few years out of the game. Will Wales turn back into the hard bastards that nearly beat the Box in the 2019 semi-final, or will they turn into the 2020 Chiefs from Super Rugby? Time will tell. Their pack can step with anyone. Just improve that kicking game and use Jack Morgan as much as is ethical. They could be aiming for 3rd and possibly even 2nd with that schedule. Their real objective though should be to fix the shambles that is their union. 5th place for these boys. Scotland. Gregor Townsend is now in year 7 in charge as coach of Scotland, and he's got Jamie Ritchie as captain for the 2nd year. All the hits are the same. Banger, 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 banger. So why is the combination not terrifying? I've said it for a while now. Their pack works super hard, but I have never feared them. They need to get nastier, scarier somehow. Best players. Who else but Townsend's on-again, off-again bestie, Finn Russell. Behind a good pack and with some great runners beside him, that man is unstoppable. I'm also hoping for some good minutes from Cam Redpath. Every time I've seen him play, he's caught my eye a little bit. Objective. Beat England. That's a standing item. Do not immediately lose the match afterwards should be standing item number 2. Their squad is settled. Their players are stars. They should be targeting 3 wins at least. They will probably only get 2 and finish 4th. England. Penny Hill Park, a broken home. After 7 years, the fiery relationship with Eddie Jones has ended, and the most rebound coach ever in Steve Borthwick has been appointed. Mr. Borthwick is so sensible that he's tried to bridge the gap to the stepkids by keeping the babysitter the same. I'm saying Owen Farrell is the captain. That does raise the same question we've all had for the last 3 years. Is Marcus Smith or Owen Farrell the England 10? We're gonna find out though. Best players. Owen Farrell is great, except he can't bend at the waist. Freddie Stewart is a 100 capper in waiting, but my favorite is Ellis Genge. Who doesn't love a fast ball-carrying prop who plays with Boucher levels of pain in his eyes? Objective. If they want to be respected as a world-leading team, a Six Nations win is what they should be aiming for. With a new coach, maybe winning more than 2 games and scoring more tries is a more realistic objective. I do predict a whole lot more kicking though. 3rd place, with a lot more tries coming off of high kicks. Ira. Here they are, the slickest, thickest, and lightning quickest boys in rugby. Coached by Andy Farrell and captained by a mug. Like in 2018, Ireland have again hit amazing heights in the year before a World Cup, beating New Zealand in New Zealand and winning against the Box in Dublin in November. Historic stuff. Their pack might still lack a little bit of grunt, owing to their very fast game plan. And when Johnny Sexton goes off, they do really drop off a lot. Imriori is fear. Can we really refer to Johnny Sexton as a player? He's more like a coach that's so into micromanaging that he's literally on the field during games. They also have Van der Fleer, Byrne, Ringrose, Ryan, Sheehan, Keenan, Lowe, Kaspoer. I'm so sorry. Win the whole thing. They've already shown they can beat the best on the other side of the planet. Now they need to show that they have not peaked a year too early. I think this current squad is closer to its ceiling than some of the other teams. But that ceiling is good enough to win the Six Nations and stay world number one until this other tournament later in the year. France. The reigning champs, the big boys, the team that will be playing in our home World Cup later this year. I can only imagine the rugby hype in France right now. After ending a 12-year title drought last year and beating the Box in Paris for the first time in ages, they might be going into this tournament with a few monkeys off their backs. Will that make them lose focus or play with more joy and fearlessness? I don't know. That sentence just sounded cool. They have a much harder draw this year with a tough visit to Ireland in Dublin. The other teams they should be able to take. Meilleur joueur. Like Ireland, this list can be endless. Cyril Bay, Charles Olivon, Paul Willemse, Romain Letters. These are all insane rugby players. Antoine Dupont though, wow. Not since Bowden from 2014 to about 2016 have I seen a player influence a match more. He touches the ball, his team is better off. Plain and simple. Objectif. Win this thing, defend the title, build the rugby hype in France to a searing white heat. They'll come second though. The schedule is tougher and there's another trophy late in the year worth resting for. And that is Six Nations preview number 7 million for this week done. Ireland to win and France a close second and then a jostle to see who gets close to them. On to the news. It's slightly old news now, but it is fun to remember that Netflix is probably filming the Six Nations teams right now. Every hobby and group activity on this planet is trying to jump on that Drive to Survive gravy train. And why not? The series got me back into Formula One and to care about teams lower down the order. It remains to be seen if Netflix includes the racism, domestic abuse, sexual harassment, corruption, and public revolt that has hit the competing unions in the last few months. They did include a lot of Gunter swearing, so maybe not. What else? SA Rugby has announced the local rugby calendar for the year, and it's a doozy. There's the Currie Cup and First Division competition, plus women's versions of both those comps. Nice. Also, there's under 20s and 2 under 21 cups. Good. That First Division men's comp though, very interesting. They are including teams from Zimbabwe, Namibia and Kenya, which is good, plus Israel and Spain. Wow! I'm always happy to have teams from outside of SA join the competitions. Welcome! Also, foreign visitors, please excuse all the power outages. It's how we are offsetting all the air travel in the Irk. And that was the rugby update for this week. I will see you all next week after Italy's stunning victory over France. Ciao!